Hello guys and welcome. Today we will be taking a look at the new hero talents coming in the War Within. Today we just got 12 new hero talents, so there's plenty to go through. The rest of them will be linked down below, or go sub and like and you will get anything we do. So let's just start off by looking at Riders of the Apocalypse, which is going to be Frost and Unholy and be right there. Also, Frost and Blood are going to get Deathbringer, and Blood and Unholy is going to get Sanlane. So, first up is going to be Rider's Companion, which is going to be at level 71. Spending runes has a chance to call forth the aid of a horseman for 10 seconds. Mograine, cast Death and Decay at his location that follows his position. Okay. Whitemane, cast Undeath on your target, dealing Shadow Frost damage per stack every 3 seconds for 24 seconds. Each time Undeath deals damage, it gains a stack, cannot be refreshed. Okay. Trollbane, cast Chain of Ice on target, slowing their movement speed by 70% and increasing their damage, the damage they take from you by 5%. Okay. And Nazgrim. While Nazgrim is active, you gain Apocalyptic Conquest, increasing your strength by 5%. Okay, so it's nice. It's, yeah. I mean, spending runes has a chance to call one out, depending on how it's going to be. Like, is it going to be like the Warlock one, where you know where, like, the next one is going to come? And what is the internal cooldown of it? That's probably the biggest questions right now. First up is the first choice node on the left side here. On a pale horse, while outdoors you're able to mount your Death Charger in combat. Okay, yeah, I mean, I guess that's fine if there's an outdoor activity that requires you to mount up, I guess. This one is probably going to be the one people are choosing, Death Charge. It's an active ability that replaces Death's advance. Call upon your Death Charger to break free of movement impairing effects for 10 seconds, while upon your Death Charger your movement speed is increased by 100%, you cannot be slowed, and you're immune to forced movement effects or knockbacks. So, this is basically just the Death Knight equivalent to the Paladin charge thing. So that's really nice. The one in the middle here, Mograine's Might. Your damage is increased by 5%, and you gain the benefit of your Death and Decay while inside Mograine's Death and Decay. So I really hope that Mograine follows you and your current target, and not just like stands in the corner and hits something else. Because then this could be pretty strong, actually. And on the right side also a choice node, Horseman's Aid. While at your aid, the Horseman will occasionally cast Anti-Magic Shell on you and themselves for 80% effectiveness. That's really strong. A bit RNG, but it can be really strong. And the other one is going to be Pact of the Apocalypse. When you take damage, 5% of the damage is redirected to each active Horseman. Okay, now this is strong, so you can actually have multiple of the Horsemen at once. So this is just a downright damage reduction. That could be pretty strong, depending on the proc chance of your riders, because if you can have like active 2 riders at a time most of the time, that would just be like 10% damage reduction, depending on their health too, because if they just get smacked with 5%, and they die because they don't really have any HP, then this one is pretty useless, because you also lose all of their benefits. I mean, yeah, the chance to get Anti-Magic Shell is pretty strong. On the left side here, Whitemane's Famine. When your disease deals damage to an enemy affected by Undeath, it gains another stack. Additionally, when Undeath deals damage, it affects other nearby enemies. Okay. Nazgrim's Conquest. If an enemy dies while Nazgrim is active, the strength of Apocalyptic Conquest is increased by 3%. Additionally, each rune you spend increases its value by 1%. Ooh, this could be extremely strong, depending on how far it stacks. Because Nazgrim's Conquest is while Nazgrim is active, you gain Apocalyptic Conquest, increasing your strength by 5%. So that also means that if 2 targets die while he's active, do you get 6% on top of the 5? So that's 11, plus each rune you spend is also 1, so that could be potentially, like if it's a giant AoE pack and 15 mobs die within like 2 seconds. Does that mean that the DK can start off the next pull by just having 100% extra strength? That would be pretty nuts. So they have to make something that caps this one. I mean, it's only for 10 seconds, right? Yeah. But still, could be extremely strong if paired up with some big cooldowns. Trollbane's Icy Fury. When you obliterate or scorch strike a target affected by Trollbane's Chain of Ice, it shatters, dealing shadow frost damage to nearby enemies and slows them by 40% for 4 seconds. That's also pretty nice, like going into Frost Obliterate builds, running around in the extra Death and Decay and just dealing massive blast damage. Could be pretty fun. On the left side, Hungering Thirst. The damage of your diseases, Frost Strike and Death Coil are increased by 15%. That's pretty big. In the middle, another choice note, Fury of the Horseman. Every 50 runic power you spend extends the duration of the horseman's aid in combat by 1 second up to 5. So is that only one horseman it extends, or does it extend all the active horsemen? And the second one is a Feast of Souls. While you have 2 or more horsemen aiding you, your runic power spending abilities deal 20% increased damage, and you have 10% chance to refund a rune. That could be pretty nice. And last one, Morsworn Menace. The cooldown of your Horn of Winter and Unholy Blight is reduced by 15%, and Death and Decay is reduced by 10%. Pretty strong, but still, yeah. Last one, Apocalypse Now. Army of the Dead and Frostworm's Fury. Call upon all 4 horsemen to aid you for 20 seconds. Okay, does this mean you can also extend it by using Fury of the Horsemen and get, depending on how much this is going to be capped at, you could get a massive damage increase by using Army of the Dead. Get all 4 horsemen, make sure that some smaller mobs die, so that you can get an extreme amount of strength from Nazgrim. That could be pretty nice. I mean, the theme and the class fantasy is there. I hope they can control it. Either this one is going to be like extremely broken and overpowered and strong, or they're going to tune it down so much that you need to combo a lot of them together to get any noticeable effects. This is probably going to be stronger for the Unholy side. I mean, the Frost side, it could be strong, but seems stronger for the Unholy side. So my first thoughts are, looks nice, looks cool, the theme is awesome. I like the way they're going with the new hero talent, so far, not bad. If you'd like to see the other ones we already did, we already covered the first 8. They are in the channel. So next one is going to be Deathbringer. So look for it in the next video. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys next time.